I wanted, okay, I'm recording. I just wanted to get on and really quickly just talk about Instagram for a second. What I'm doing to talk to people. And I went live the other day in our team page to talk about how I get people like started off right. If you haven't watched that, go watch it after this call, obviously. But I was just having conversations. I had a few one-on-ones this past week with some coaches and like just talking to them about how I've been using Instagram to grow my business and share my story and how I've connected with people on there. And so I just wanted to share like what's been working for me. And y'all all know that I am crazy. Can y'all hear me? It's saying my internet's unstable. Are we good? Kind of, sort of. Oh, shit. All right, hold on. Oh, give me a second.
You're good right now, but you are going in and out.
All right, yeah, but it's going to aggravate me if I'm going in and out. Hopefully is it good? We're good? Okay. Hopefully it just keeps being good. So what was I saying? Oh, so right now is like crazy town over here. The last few weeks have been crazy town, and I'm at Success Club 10, which means I've helped at least 5 people already for this month, and I'm pushing for 20 by the end of the month. Again, I'm getting married this weekend, so like if you sit here and tell me that you're too busy, that's baloney, okay? Going on a honeymoon on Monday, going to Europe. Like I'm still pushing for my goals. So like I get that life is crazy. Trust and believe. I understand that. But that does not mean that you can't not focus on your business. Like this obviously is my job. So like my only job. So it's the only way I make an income. So like I have to show up every day and I have to put in the work and I have to talk to people and I have to invite and do all of these things and share my life on Instagram. Because I don't have any other choice. But that's how you should act too. Even if you have another job, right? You should treat this like a business if you want it to pay off like a business. So I do that via Instagram. Obviously, still share on Facebook, but Facebook sucks if you haven't gotten that feeling, I guess, or that if your Facebook still works, I keep sharing on there, and I still do share on Facebook. I still have gotten people from Facebook, but like I primarily used to build my business on Facebook. Like 90% was on Facebook, like 10% was on Instagram, and now it is completely flip-flopped, where I am majority getting clients and getting coaches from Instagram and like barely anything on Facebook. But obviously if your Facebook still works, like if you're posting on your Facebook and you're getting people, like obviously keep posting, keep doing that. Find what works for you. But I've just been, obviously I share my life on Instagram. I do at least one post a day. I try and do 2. We used to say post 3 to 5 times a day, y'all. That's a lot, and I get that. So it's actually, not to say you can't post that many times, but it's kind of overkill. People are over that. So 1 to 2 posts a day is all you need to be doing. And if you haven't been sharing at all, like start with 1. Focus there. Like just do 1. 1 is better than nothing, okay? And all you need to do is share a piece of your journey. It doesn't necessarily have to be about Beachbody. It doesn't have to be like join my team, looking for challengers, join my boot camp. Like, sharing your life and tying in some way, shape, or form something about your health and fitness journey or your mental journey that you're going on or the community that we have behind it or the accountability, like some way, shape, or form. You can always tie in Beachbody or this journey without it being like, join me, be my Live For, join me in this next Live For program or whatever. Like that's great every once in a while, but you should be doing more like storytelling. So facts tell, stories sell, right? So people want to hear what these programs and these products and this community and the shifts that you are making on this journey are doing for you. They don't care how many superfood Shakeology has in it. They don't care, they honestly don't even care that you're only working out 4 days a week for 30 minutes a day. That's great. And that's something that you can talk about on your Instagram stories. But via your post, like it should be a story. And it doesn't have to be long, okay? Like today I went shopping today. for my honeymoon because it's cold there and I have no winter clothes because we live in Louisiana and it's just now getting cold, right? So I like barely have winter clothes. So I went shopping and like as I'm in the shopping dressing room, I'm like I like remembered, I was like, I used to cry in these dressing rooms. I didn't cry today. I felt great. Like totally fine looking in the mirror. I literally made a post that just said like, hey Jess, remember when you used to hate these dressing rooms? Like remember when you used to cry anytime you look in the mirror? Like all I said was thankful for them now, right? That's it. That's a piece of my story. I didn't have to go into like massive detail about how upset I was when I used to go shopping. I've done that before and I've shared that in the past, but I just made it super simple and shared that little bit and people get it, right? Like they don't really need more of an explanation of how I was feeling back in the day to how I'm feeling now, right? So you've got to remember, like, yes, it's okay to post stories and they can be a little bit longer, but also keep it simple. Like you don't have to give every single detail of your story in one post. Like sit down, and what I've always done is like sat down and wrote out like basically like your life is like a book and you've got these different chapters in your life that you go through. So, you know, if there was something that you went through in grammar school or elementary school, like write down elementary school and then like other things that you remember that like were significant. It doesn't have to be anything sad. It could be something that was happy. It could be something that was maybe like you felt like you failed at something. Like write everything down, and then from there it can, like we did this on a call a few months ago, like the spider web. It's kind of the same thing. You write chapters, you write a spider web where you draw a circle, put, you know, coaching in the middle or put you in the middle, and then all these different webs of stories that can come from your life. But that's how we connect to other people. That's how I get people who message me. And I'm not saying I don't reach out to people, but like majority of the 5 people that have signed up with me have been people that have reached out to me. And it's because they connect with my story. They connect with what I share on Instagram stories. They connect with my posts. And they, you know, they might not reach out and say, hey, I want to join you and immediately sign up. But they reach out and say, I'm interested, or tell me more about what you're doing. Or, you know, thank you for sharing that because that's how I feel right now, right? And so, you know, it's really, really important that you open up. And like, I know Rebecca's been really good at this lately. Shelby's always been good at this. Everyone on this call that I can see, you know, seeing your posts, you've all been really good at opening up and sharing, but really like sharing the things that make you uncomfortable. And I know that like that's scary to our newer coaches. And it's scary to put yourself out there, but that is what connects with people. When you are sharing your truth and you are sharing your like raw and real emotions, the fake smile and the sweaty selfie, like that's great every once in a while, but like that's not going to help someone connect with you. If you don't feel like working out, share about it. If you had a bad day, share about it. If you had a great day, share about it. Like it doesn't have to be, you know, sad and depressing all the time. We actually don't want you to be sad and depressing all the time. If you have a story that is like kind of on the down, you know, end and not so positive, like you're that positive person on social media. So like put a spin at the end of it. Again, you don't have to always be like sunshine and rainbows, but like don't just vent on social media or like say poor pitiful me and then like have no solution. Like this is where I was, or this is where I currently am, but this is how I'm going to get out of it. Give that positive spin on it at the end. So because most of you, I feel like I shouldn't be talking about this topic because most of you know how to share on social media. I want to hear like what you feel like you struggle with, and we can go from there. Now we're just going to take this call somewhere else because of who's on this call. But I really do, like, I want to hear where you feel like you struggle with, whether it be in your conversations, whether it be with time management, whether it be with what, and like, we can kind of go back and forth talking solutions to the problem. Anyone want to go? Anyone? Can I call people out?
I'll go first.
I'll go. Okay.
Who's
Go, Ashley.
Oh, okay, I'll go first. So clearly I'm a new mom, for those of you that don't know, but you guys all know that. So time management is one of my biggest struggles. Like I am sitting here telling you guys this, but I know the solution to it too. being a full-time coach is a struggle in itself where like you feel like you have 24 hours in the day and you don't. So I've talked to Shelby about this. P.S. By the way, sorry, Shelby, that I've been the worst success partner in the last week and a half. But so starting tomorrow, Power Pockets, that's what I'm going to be doing. I actually planned out all my posts for tomorrow, which I used to do when I worked full time. I would plan my post out for the next day. That way I wasn't having to think of posts on like the spurt. Which is what I'm struggling with now because I don't have stuff planned out. And when the baby is being fussy or we're having a bad day or mentally I'm like roadblocked, which of course none of us ever want to post anything when we feel like we're struggling mentally, like, I already have stuff planned out. So I know my problem. I know my solution. It's just doing it. So if you guys struggle with that, I hope that helps you to work in Power Pockets, like 30 minutes at a time rather than sitting down for an hour or two to work, and pre-planning your post, or at least knowing what you're going to post about. So for me, I thought about when I first started coaching, like how was I posting? Every single morning it was a motivational post. It was get out of bed, get this done, excited to start my day. That type of post is not something that's going to sell to people, but that type of post is going to be the thing that makes people come to my page every single day because they know, like, I had a bad day yesterday, but Ashley's going to post something motivational in the morning. Let me go see what she posts. And then I'm going to post something more businessy around lunchtime. And not just like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, but like I'm proud that I'm able to sit at home with my baby and help her grow while I'm growing a business type of thing. So that's going to speak to moms that want to stay at home. So that's where I'm at.
What personal development are you reading?
Yes, so I need to pick a new personal development book too. I started Get Over Your Damn Self, but I just cannot get through it. I don't know if it's just like not speaking to me. I'm just like not enjoying that book. So I do need to pick a new one. I have the 12-week year, which I really want to read, but I don't know if I should save that until January.
You could read it now. I mean, it's like a goal setting thing. So, I mean, you could read it, but as you're reading, you were kind of like, it's like an action book. So like you're doing, that's up to you. If you want.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read, because I haven't finished it, I'm going to read the book that Beachbody sent us for Success Club that 1 month, High Performance Habits.
By Brendan.
I feel like this would be a good like time management and like get yourself working type of book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that.
I like it. Yeah, good. I am reading. So I just so y'all know, I can't read. Like I can read. I physically can read, but I like can't sit down to read a book because I get very like distracted and I just can't. And I don't have the time, which is bull. I do, but like it's easier for me to listen to something. So I have like Get Over Your Damn Self. I couldn't read it. I have it. I couldn't like physically read it. I had to listen to it. So if you're struggling with like books, if you're struggling to get through any book, my tip is to try Audible. If Audible, like I know some people are like, oh no, I can't listen to that. I get just too distracted. So it just depends on like the type of person you are. But try it like in the car, on the way to the doctor, on the way to while you're grocery shopping, like while you're folding clothes, while you're nursing, like whatever you need to do. Listening for me is a lot easier than trying to read. So that's just a suggestion. And then I'm also listening to, I just finished Get Over Your Damn Self in October. And I've been listening to Being Boss by Kathleen Shannon and Emily Thompson. So if anyone's interested in a new PD book, this one's been really great so far. Okay, so Shelby, Amber, I see you just hopped on. Just so you know, we're just kind of like going through like what people are struggling with in terms of like their business or in terms of getting started or anything like that. So we're kind of just like going around and I'm asking people what they're struggling with and then or what they need help with or if y'all have questions. So just to let you know, since I know you just hopped on, I didn't want you to be like, what the heck are y'all doing? Okay, Shelby, I know you said you had something you wanted to say.
Yeah, so I also have been struggling with like time management and just really finding a routine or schedule that works for me. And I also think that lack of organization has really hurt me, like when it comes to my Power Pockets and stuff. And like I think it was last week, me and Ashley were like texting one morning, but like we kept telling each other like, okay, 30 minutes of this or 20 minutes of this or whatever it was. And so it was cool. We were able to hold each other to that as well. And I definitely got more done that morning than I have in a long time. So I really like doing that. I definitely want to start doing that more. But like Ashley said, I feel like all the problems I have and those solutions to, it's just me getting out of my own way. But I do, so like, you know, Ashley, you have not been horrible to me. Don't worry. I totally understand. You've been going through your hair and everything else. And obviously you're a mama, so it's okay. But I was going to say, like, definitely try to find someone who you can have hold you accountable. Cause like, it can be really easy, you know, when you're by yourself to just not do like what you need to do. But when you have someone like basically checking in on you every day, or just even if, I mean, it's not like you guys have to be up each other's butt 24/7, you know, we don't really, like our stuff, we're just texting back and forth. So like, you don't need someone, you know, all day long, but like just having someone there to hold you accountable will definitely help you actually get the stuff done, compared to when you're just by yourself.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. And have y'all, either one of you or anyone that struggles with time management, have y'all read Eat That Frog?
No.
That's like, it's a book about time management. So if you've never read it, it's called Eat That Frog. It's basically talking about like the things that you know you need to do, but push them aside to do other stuff. Like you basically eat that frog first. So it's like do that thing first thing when you wake up. So if y'all struggle with posting, like, oh, I haven't posted, or if you struggle with inviting or whatever, like that's the first thing that you're going to do after you, like, I always say miracle morning, like do your time first, because you can't help other people if you're not helping yourself first. Then Eat That Frog. But it's a really good book. I listened to it. That was like one of the first books I listened to as a new coach, just because of time management. But I mean, if you know your solutions to your problems, then you just got to do them, right? Like, it's got to do it, which is not easy. It's easier said than done. Like, I totally get that, y'all. But you've got to, you know, figure out power pockets, figure out what works best for you, but like, don't keep like putting off to figure it out. Like, figure it out now, because the momentum that you're building in your businesses right now is what's going to pay off January, February, March. Like, that's the most busy time of year for us. With New Year's resolutions and all this stuff, like, people are going to spend the money on a gym membership, on a personal trainer, on something out there. And if you're showing up now and you are consistent in your conversations now, it will pay off. But if you sit here and like, oh, I need to figure it out, and then you don't do it, it's gonna backfire. It's gonna, your business is not gonna move forward. So my suggestion is sitting down and like writing out, like maybe even sitting down for like, when you sit down to do your power pocket, like write what you do. Like, what do you physically do? Do you sit there and scroll for 20 minutes on Facebook or on Instagram? Do you go watch other coaches' stories? Because I see when y'all watch my stories, you know, and I'm like, okay, you're watching my stories, but you're not posting anything. Like, why? You could have just the 20 minutes of my stories, because I know I talk forever on my stories. You could have made a post, right? So, not calling anybody out, by the way. I'm just saying, you know, like, it's really like time management. A lot of times we're wasting times on things that we think are building our business when really they're not. And I am guilty of that too. So speak for myself. Like, I go and stalk some other coaches that I'm like, why am I watching their stories? I shouldn't know their dog's name. I shouldn't know their kids' names. Like, but I do, because I go and watch them all the time, which is a waste of time. It's not moving my business forward, right? So write down like what you do on a day-to-day basis. And then you can kind of see, like, tomorrow, I'll challenge you to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow, write down every single thing you do, from the time you get up to feeding your kid, to showering, to brushing your teeth. Like, how long does it take you to do all that stuff? Write it down. I know it sounds silly, but once you you can go back and like look at your day, you're going to be like, oh, well, I spent 45 minutes watching Netflix, or 45 minutes watching my kids sleep, or 45 minutes doing nothing. I don't even know where that 45 minutes went, right? Like, I've done that. I've been like, where the hell did that time go? Because I literally did nothing. Like, I don't understand. So write down everything that you did. And that way you can kind of see, like, okay, I spent 20 minutes trying to craft a post. And I know, like Ashley said, you know, it's a lot easier when you have posts that are like pre-crafted or pre-thought out. They don't necessarily have to be like written out in full, but if you have an idea of what you want to say, it's not going to take you an hour to make a post, right? And it shouldn't, y'all. It shouldn't take you hours on ends to make posts. Like, sit down on a Sunday and craft out your post. Like, I'm crafting out my post for my honeymoon because I'm not going to be glued to my phone the entire time. Like, that's the freedom of my business. I'm able to leave and do what I want and not stress out about it, but I still need a post. I still need to show up. But I already kind of have ideas of what I want to post about while I'm gone. And it's just gonna make my life easier, right? So hopefully that helps, but Eat That Frog's a really good book if you are struggling with time management. And if you search on YouTube, Power Pockets Beachbody or Power Pockets, probably Melanie Mitro probably has some really good ones. On YouTube videos of like learning how they use their Power Pockets. I mean, Melanie Mitro has her freaking schedule like locked down to like, I'm pretty sure she probably puts in when she uses the bathroom. Like, that's how scheduled out she is. And I am not like that. I am not organized like that. But if you need Power Pocket ideas or advice, like, just go search YouTube. There's probably some videos on there. That can be your PD for tomorrow. Okay. Who else wants to go? Anyone else want to say anything that they're struggling with in particular with what you need help with? Do you have questions? Erin, Rebecca, Amber, Lynette? I saw you walk.
I guess. Go ahead.
I think
Sorry.
Lynette, you go. I'll call you that. Lynette, go.
Okay.
Rebecca can go after.
I guess something that I struggle with is I don't feel like what I do is interesting, which I know is super dumb because I follow all of you guys. Like, ask Ashley. I've legitimately like watched her probably since she got pregnant. I don't even know how I found her, but I just started following her, and pretty much because of her story is the whole reason I got here. So of course, like, if I find, you know, you guys interesting, other people should find me interesting, but I just never know like when to post or anything like that. Like, sitting on here and talking has given me some really good ideas as far as like what I can do differently, even if it's like scheduling my post at 4:00 in the morning when I first wake up. And then as far as like another thing, like, I haven't done any transformations as far as like physically, and I feel like that's what gets people hooked, is like seeing, you know, like Jesse's story of losing, you know, what is it, like 55 pounds or something, Ashley losing all of, you know, her story and everything. Like, I haven't done that, so it's like, I don't know if people are gonna care, like, oh, this person's using Beachbody, and while it's helped in other ways, like, I don't know if, because I don't have that physical transformation yet, if anybody's gonna buy it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's two good points. So the first thing, let me touch on that, and then I'll move to the second one, about not being interesting. Girlfriend, I am probably the most boring person you will ever meet in your life, okay? So like you said, like, you've watched all of us, you've watched our stories, and honestly, like, you're probably not, I say I'm boring, I'm really not, but like, I don't do anything. I don't leave my house most of the time. I literally am here all day. So you're probably a lot more interesting than I am, you know, and so that's why I was saying, like, if you can write down just like different topic ideas or different things that like you feel like might be interesting to someone, even if it has nothing to do with health and fitness. Like, I know coaches that are like obsessed with Disney World. They're obsessed with Disney World. So they talk about Disney all the time. And guess what? They connect with other Disney people. They connect with other people who love Disney. And as they talk about Disney, they see, oh, she also is in the health and fitness. Like, I know some top coaches that have built their business around being obsessed with Disney. You don't necessarily have to be like obsessed with anything, but if you have a dog and you connect with someone else who has a dog, like Shelby has a dog, Shelby shows her dog all the time. And I'm sure that she's talked to other dog moms. I know I don't have kids. So like, I reach out. I mean, I have people who join me who have kids, but most of the people that I reach out to don't have kids. They have dogs because I'm a dog person. So for me, like, I'm reaching out to them where I'm connecting with them, or I'm posting about my dog, and then when they see me post about my dog, even though that's not really interesting, she's just a dog. Most people have dogs, right? It just connects. It makes them like, oh, I'm like her, right? So you've got to figure out, like, you don't have to be this interesting person. You don't have to be like, but you probably are, and you just don't even realize it. And each of us have different stories that have affected us and have made us who we are today, whether it be something super dramatic that's happened or not. Like, I haven't had, like, me and Shelby's story, very different. Me and Ashley's stories, very different, right? Like, we are all so different in how we were brought up, in how we, you know, were raised, in what we believe in. Like, we are just all very different, but we each have a story, or we each have multiple stories that have gotten us to where we are. So again, that kind of takes time for you to like dig deeper and open up a little bit more about those things. And when you read personal development, that's going to help too, because there are times where I'm like, oh man, like that kind of sparked like a story that I haven't even thought of in years, right? Like, I didn't get accepted into the high school that I applied to. When I applied to high school, I was the only person that didn't get accepted. That's kind of where my fear of failing started, in 8th grade, right? And I've shared that story before. It's been a hot minute. I probably should share it more recent again. But like, I've shared that, which had nothing to do with Beachbody, nothing to do with the health and fitness side, but it triggered something in me when I was younger, that I would fear failing. I thought I was a failure because I didn't get into the high school that all my friends were going to, even though I had good grades, even though, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? So like, things like that kind of will come up as you progress mentally with your personal development. In terms of the physical results, you do not need a massive transformation in order to get people interested, okay? You do need to be a product of the product, which means you need to show up in your journey, doing a program from start to finish, showing people that you can do it, and like using this as your accountability for that. So if you follow, I don't know what top coaches you follow or what other coaches you follow, but there's a lot. Most of the top 10, most of them, the past few years have not had massive transformations. Bonnie Engel, I don't know if you know who that is. I mean, now she had a baby, so obviously she has changed, but like, she did not have a massive, she maybe lost 8 pounds and she was like number 2 for like 3 years straight. It's all about you just showing people that you are consistently using our products, consistently using our programs. And that again takes time for you to really commit. But when I decided to like build my business, I was like, all right, like, yes, I had 60 pounds to lose. I had a lot of weight, or 58 pounds to lose or whatever. I had a lot of weight to lose, but like, I didn't wait until I got results to start showing that journey, because I knew that if I did that, that people wouldn't see that they could do it too. Like, they would be like, oh, well, you, and I get this all the time. People that haven't followed me are like, oh, well, you're just small. You don't understand. I'm like, no, I've lost 50 pounds. So like, yes, I do understand. But they don't see it because they haven't followed me for that long, or they don't even like really look at my page. So now I get more objections of like, well, you don't understand because you're small, or like, you don't understand because, you know, I have 60 pounds to lose, or I have 100 pounds to lose. But as they look at my journey that I've shown, then they're like, oh, well, you do get it. Or the people that have been watching me understand where I came from. You know what I mean? Does that make sense at all? Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, that helps a ton, actually.
Yeah. So like, I honestly would say, like, if y'all are worried about, you know, like, oh, I don't have a massive transformation yet, or even if you're like, I know Amber like literally just signed up like a week ago, so she probably hasn't started a program, or at least like if she started, she hasn't like completed one. Just show up every day in that program. Make a post saying, what, you know, if you haven't committed, or you struggle with commitment to a program, post publicly. Like, I had to do this publicly because I had Beachbody programs sitting on my shelf for 3 years collecting dust, and I was not doing them, and I wasn't consistent with them because I had no one holding me accountable. I bought 21 Day Fix. I did it on my own because my coach didn't have challenge groups, and I got results, but it was still half-assed, and I knew that. So once I made the decision to start actually coaching and like putting my journey out there, I'm going to show up every single day for 21 days straight. 21 days, I'm going to post every single day something about my journey. And day 1, I posted, watch me transform my life over the next 21 days. Watch me. And I showed up. I didn't just show up on day 1 and day 21. I showed up every single day. I went live on Facebook. They didn't have Facebook stories at the time, so I didn't do that. But I went live on Facebook probably every day. I posted multiple times a day. Again, you don't have to do that, but I posted probably 3 to 4 times a day. Again, not all about Beachbody, but somehow most of it was about Beachbody, or what I was dealing with, or what I was struggling with, or what I was eating. But I shared that journey every single day from day 1 to day 21. And by the end of it, my results were a hell of a lot better because I was showing up every day. And I knew if I say I'm doing a 21-day program and I'm putting myself out there and then I don't do it, I'm gonna look like an idiot. And I knew that it would help my business. Like I kept saying, oh, Jesse, I really don't feel like working out. Well, guess what? If you don't show up, no one's gonna want to buy this from you. No one's gonna believe that it works because you're not consistent. So that's kind of how I had to like program my brain into sticking to a program. And then once I stuck to the program, I felt good. I got results and I was like, all right, well, I want to keep going. And people were reaching out to me and wanting to sign up. So then I was like, okay, well, this obviously works, which is how I even lost 55 pounds to begin with, or 58 pounds. Like I would not be here. I say this all the time. I would not be coaching, or I would not be 58 pounds down if it wasn't from coaching. Like I wouldn't. I know that. Because now I have a following. Now I have people that are counting on me. So if I don't show up, like if I didn't show up, Ashley probably would stop showing up eventually, I would assume. I'm assuming Erin probably would stop showing up eventually. Like and I'm not that I'm doing the work for them, they're doing it. But I feel like if my upline, not my direct upline, but Lindsay Stay stopped showing up, I probably would too, right? Like I show up because of the accountability now. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I'm sorry, I went on like a tangent there, but hopefully that helps.
You're good. Great. This is actually super neat.
Good. Erin or Rebecca, you wanted to say something, right?
I'm sorry, would you mind if I said something to touch on what she said just for a second, really fast? I'm really sorry.
Not at all. I actually have to get water, so.
Okay, so what I was going to say is that whenever you said about how you don't find yourself very interesting, I definitely have struggled with that too. And honestly, I think that everyone probably struggles with that. And so like share about that, like that's what people are going to relate to, is the boring stuff that you think is boring, that, because most people aren't out having parties or whatever every single night of their life. You know what I'm saying? So like if you share about the little things that you do each day, or just how you spend your day, whether that's hanging out with your dog or a kid or whatever, that you do in your life, that's what people are going to relate to. Like this weekend I went to the lakefront. I just posted a picture of that for like my happy place, like it just shares little parts of me. It's not that interesting, but it's a small thing that I did that makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? So even though you may think that you're boring, I promise you everyone thinks that. So if you post about the things that you think are boring, that's what people are going to relate to. And that's what people are going to want to talk to you about.
Agreed. Y'all, I just saw a lizard crawl across my floor and I'm really scared. So now I'm going to just stay in this office because Tyler's not here, so I don't know what to do. And hopefully it doesn't crawl on me at night. I'm kind of freaking out. All right, anyway, Rebecca, do you want to go? Y'all, I just almost had a heart attack. Okay. Oh, he's home. Tyler, there's a lizard in the living room. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I just started this book. I don't know. It is, I don't know how you say it, Brené Brown. I don't know.
Brené Brown.
Brené Brown. I'm liking it. I tried the whole what's the one, Ashley, that you were reading? I can't do her. I don't know what it is. I got to like chapter 3 and I'm just not jiving with her. So I gotta do something else.
It's more of a business-minded book than it's like motivational.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I have a question for you guys. So I have the like Google Docs on my Instagram, the Linktree thing. Okay, so I'm getting responses to that, and how do I send responses back? Like, that's where I need help getting I'm trying to figure out is it Streak? Like trying to figure out more organization and like all of that businessy type stuff with
Yeah.
Google.
So the forms, so you use Google Form? Is that what you said? Yeah. So so you can actually go in to set it to email you anytime you get a form. Do you have that set that
Yep.
way?
So I got the emails.
Okay.
I'm just trying to I have all the information in there. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
I
So
thought maybe there was like a respond back kind of
this is what
automatic
I
versus
do.
like okay.
So this is what I do. I don't know how to do it from your phone. I'm assuming you could probably do this from your phone. So this is for Live 4, right? One of my forms. So someone filled it out yesterday or today. So I just click view summary and it pulls up the whole, like anyone that's ever,
Yep.
taking forever. Okay. So I click on responses and then I just click on responses. I go to individual and then I look up whoever. So the last person, I'll scroll all the way up to the bottom, click on her, and I read through her stuff. And then I just send her an email. I just copy paste and send her an email.
Copy paste. Okay.
And I usually like talk about her goals. So like I'll say like, I know you wanted to lose 20 pounds. I know you're currently doing, running. Kind of tell her about Lift 4 if that's a program she's interested or whatever. And we just like kind of talk about it. So that's all I do. There's not like I don't know if there's anything else someone else does. Does that help a little bit? Google Streak is kind of hard. It's not hard to learn, but it takes some time to learn. Melanie Mitro has a really good, I'm pretty sure it's Melanie Mitro, has a really good call on how she uses Google Streak. If you just Google or YouTube, if you Google Streak. If you YouTube Google Streak Beachbody or Google Streak Melanie Mitro, like it will pop up and she shows you how to do it. But it is, that's.
Do any of you guys use that or do you have a different one that you like?
I have in the past. To be honest, I'm really good at that. Just staying organized with it. That's just a habit that I have to get into. But I do use it.
Well, anything's got to be better than my 5 notebooks. So, I'm trying to get a little bit more automated in my life to save myself some time. So.
Yeah. If you can I do sticky notes still, y'all. It's bad. And after 4 years, it's a lot of people to keep up with. So yeah, automation is probably the best idea. Yes, Ashley, you want to?
So I pretty much do the exact same thing. Anytime anyone fills out my form, most of these people are from Instagram. So what I do is in my messages, you can flag a message and you can sort your messages by flags. So if I flag this person, what I've been doing is that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I look up all my flagged messages and I'm going and engaging with these people so that even if, because like that's basically what you're trying to do, right? Like continue to keep following up with them and keep appearing on their end. Is that what you're asking about? Like, how do you not lose these people?
Responding for the first time.
Oh, yeah. So I do exactly what Jesse
just filled out the form today. So
yeah, so I do exactly what Jesse does, but I also send them a message. Like if they message me on Facebook or Instagram, I send them a message saying, hey girl, I just responded to your email. Let me know if you have any questions or if you're ready to start. Because a lot of people that don't own businesses, they don't use their emails.
Right.
So I just like tell them that I've sent them an email. But as far as like organizing them, I've used Streak before, but I'm not consistent with Streak enough to say like, go use it. I've been flagging my messages on Instagram and that's how I'm keeping track of people.
Yeah. And you got to figure out what works for you. I lose people that way. I like forget that I can flag people, but you can only flag so many people at once and then it deletes the last person. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah. You can only flag like 30 people, I think. And then like at the bottom, it starts erasing people and as you keep flagging people. So that is an issue for me because I have so many conversations that like I didn't realize that, and then I was like, wait, and I was like looking for someone specific, and I was like, shoot, what's her name? Like I can't, and like I kept looking, and she was no longer flagged, and then I realized like, oh, you can only flag so many people at one time on Instagram. So just be aware of that. If you, Ashley's like, shit. But I mean, like, it's good for some of you who are just starting out. Like, that is really good to be able to do that. Like if y'all don't know what we're talking about, so at the top here, if you go to your messages, it's a little arrow. Oh shoot. There's like a little, I don't know if you can see. There's a little like 3 little guys right here. If you click on that, I'm clicking on all the right stuff. It says inbox unread flagged. So if I click on flagged, these loading are all my flagged conversations, like people that I've currently like talked to about Beachbody or whatever, right? To flag someone, to get them flagged, all you do when you're in your inbox, if you click on the conversation, at the top there's a little flag. You just click on flag, and it will put them in that flagged inbox, right? So again, you can only flag, I think it's 30. It could be less, I don't even know. You can only flag so many people. So at first, it's really good for those of you who are newer, who aren't having like a ton of people in your inbox. But for me, it's kind of hard to do that. And for Google Forms, that's a whole nother call. I'll have to do a call on like getting a Google form set up and all that. But they are helpful. Like I said, I got a Lyft or someone filled out my Lyft form yesterday, random person, but they never even messaged me. So like, it's really good to have that there for them to be able to do if they're interested. But like Ashley said, like she does, like if anyone messages me about my boot camps or about joining the team or whatever, I try and get them, like I try and lead them to that form. So I'll send them the link. I don't just say, go to my link in my bio, because they don't do it. But I'll say, hey, can you fill out this form for me? Because I can email you and it'll be a lot easier and a lot faster for me to do it this way. And I can send you more information, because Instagram also cuts you off at a certain like text. Like you can't send so much, like you can't send the whole thing, right? It only lets you send so many characters or whatever. So all I do is, hey, can you fill out this form, or at least send me your email, if they're not going to fill out the form. But that way, that form too is really good, because then you can go back. Like that's how I follow up with people. I just go through that list and follow. You can close that door if you want. So yeah, that's how I go through. Like I'll go through that list and I'll be like, oh, this person's never signed up. This person, filled out this form in March and still never responded. And that's how I go back through my emails and I'll email them again. Does that make sense? Hopefully that helps a little bit. Yeah, we're good. Okay, Erin or Amber, do y'all either of y'all want to say anything? And I like, by the way, Rebecca, Brene Brown has another book called, what is it called? I have it.
Dare to Lead?
No. There's, Rising Strong.
Yeah.
Rising,
I got both of them.
Dare to Lead I heard it was good, but I think it's Rising Strong by Brene Brown. I was trying to find the book, but I've read that one and it's really good. Amber, did you want to say something?
Sure, I guess I will go ahead now. So I guess, my biggest issue, well, I guess I have a few of them. I guess knowing what my tools are, the available tools that I have to me, like I work 8 to 5, Monday through Friday for somebody else. So I am like inundated all day long, even though I'm, on Facebook and Instagram, trying to, like keep my contact going and things like that. I've posted a couple things. I've sent, a couple messages. Haven't really gotten too far, but I can't really say that I've put a lot of effort into it either. So yeah, time management definitely is going to be my biggest one. I got to figure out how to do their job and then run my business at the same time. I know taking notes, like I've been taking notes a lot about you guys like plan out your posts and things like that. I think that's a really good idea. It's something I need to spend time doing. you know, like I'm meal prepping. This is something I need to do, like on a day, just take a day, you know, and think about what I want to do for the week. I think that'll help me get a little things. I'm definitely going to get that book, Eat the Frog, because, you know, I need direction in some sort, you know. So those two things right now I think are really big. Also, I still kind of feel like I'm still learning what I'm doing. You know, I'm still learning like how to talk about these programs and what we have to offer and what I can excite these people about. And so when I was talking to Rebecca on our one-on-one call, I was telling her, I'm not really sure how much I want to, just for myself, because I guess I'll feel more comfortable, but I kind of want to know what I'm doing and have a little bit of it behind me before I come out with, you know, and that's kind of what the other girl was saying. I'm sorry I didn't catch my name earlier about, you know, not really sure, like, what do I bring? You know, I have no transformation pictures. I've got no, like, hey, look at this kind of, you know, so there's, I mean, I don't know, there's really not a lot of content that I've gotten, you know, under my belt or think that I can use. Yeah. But after listening to tonight and, you know, hearing you guys all, there's a lot of content I can use. I just need to start posting. I just need to get out there. I just need to do these things. So I can't really use any of that as like an excuse. I don't know what I'm doing. I just, like, to be honest, so for instance, I forgot all about this FDF coach page. Like, I just forget about these tools that we have available. Like, I forget that there's PDFs I can go read and forms I can go use. And I just need to start accessing all of that.
Yeah. And like, you're all like, I know you're like, I feel like I need to learn a lot before I start. Like, I'm still learning. 4.5 years. Like, I swear, there are things that I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't know that existed, or I didn't know that we could do that, right? Or whatever. You're never gonna know it all. So like, to be honest, like, as a new coach, just start sharing. That's all you need to know, is just start sharing what you're doing. You don't need a transformation. You don't need to know what rank is what this, you know, you don't need to know any of that right now. Honestly, just start sharing. And like, as you start to share, like, you will learn as you go. You have a ton of tools. I mean, not even just in the FDF coaches page. Like, if you go into our online, we have a coach online office. If you go into that, there's Beachbody gives you trainings. Like, they have a ton of training in there, which, I mean, is great. And I don't want to tell you not to go through that, or not to go through our coach training or go through our team page and look at all the stuff. But like, honestly, like, I feel like a lot of times, especially as a new coach, like, that's overwhelming, looking at all these trainings and doing all these PDFs and doing this and doing that. Like, honestly, just start sharing. That's all I did when I first started. I was like, all right, I'm just going to start sharing, doing my 4 vital behaviors, which was being a practice with the product, showing up for my journey physically, reading personal development, showing up for my journey mentally. And the other 2 at the time was invite, which changed to connect, follow up, connect, invite, follow up, which I've always done, because I love how, even though I only lost however much weight I lost my first real round of 21 Day Fix, I felt much better because of the community, because of the support that I was getting through. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff I started sharing. It wasn't necessarily like the physical results. It was more of like, I'm loving this community. I'm loving the girls I'm meeting. I'm loving these calls on Monday nights, you know, like, that was what I started sharing. And then I just started sharing. I shared what I ate. I shared like the nutrition of what I was learning about nutrition, of what I was learning about me in my workouts, you know, like that kind of stuff. So that comes as you start to do it. But honestly, like, that's my biggest tip. Just start sharing what you're doing. And like you said, you kind of, after listening to tonight, kind of know that you have stuff to share. But yeah, it's just when you're not used to it.
When you don't know, just say you're gonna like guide. Yeah, like, nobody's looking for perfection, you know, they're just looking what intrigued you, what's your story, what's your ride, and how did you get there? Like, you know, so.
Yeah, so if there's something that someone's asking you, I think that's what Rebecca, you cut out a little bit, Rebecca, but I think you said, like, if someone's asking you something, or if there's something that you don't know, like, tell them you don't know. Be like, I don't know, but I'll find out. Like, that's what I would tell people. Like, look, I don't know that answer, but I'll find it out for you, you know, because I have a team full of people who probably know the answer. And there are still, like, people who ask me stuff, and I'm like, let me find that out for you, because I don't know. I have no clue, but I will find out for you. I will be resourceful. I will go find in the FAQ. Like, people ask me stuff about Shakeology, like, oh, is Shakeology, I mean, I know this now, but is Shakeology gluten-free? Well, when I didn't know that, I'd be like, let me find out. Because I don't really know, because I have no idea what gluten is. So, like, let me go find out, you know? And that's that's the beauty of our team, is that you have those resources of like, hey, someone's asking me about PIO and I don't even know what PIO is. So like, how do I talk about it? You know, or like, how do I answer this? So that's the best part of that. Like, you have that team page, and you have resources within our Coach Online office that we have all the answers for you. You just gotta find it. Make sense?
Yeah, I gotta say the other biggest thing that I noticed, Erin posted on it earlier in the week too, and I really appreciated that because it made me so aware. And I still, even today, I mean, I have to find myself stopping myself and saying, Amber, it's not a competition. Like, even though these girls know what they're doing and they're posting, and it's like, slow down. Just, you know, I feel like I'm behind. Like, I've, you know, like, oh my God, I haven't even gotten off my foot off the ground, and I don't know, it's making me more detoured, you know, like I feel like I don't know, just not getting it. And I know I'm just not giving myself enough time. But yeah, that's another frustrating issue that I'm having an internal fight with myself. It's like, dude.
Yeah. Don't compare your chapter 1 to everyone else's chapter 20.
Right. It's not a race.
It's not. And again, you'll learn as you go. Like, you'll learn different things, and you'll be great at some stuff, and you won't be great at some other stuff, and that's okay. Like, it's totally fine. Again, you'll learn as you go. So just take a deep breath. Don't get overwhelmed. Do those 4 vital behaviors. Like, that is really how I've built my business for the last 4.5 years. Doing those things, those 4 things every single day.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps a little bit. And read some PD.
Lots.
Erin, did you want to say anything? We've got a few more minutes left.
Yeah, a little bit. So recently, obviously, I've been getting like the most conversations about people waiting for the new year to start. So I feel like that's all of my conversations right now, is just asking them why and getting them to think about it. And it's been like going pretty well. I don't think that they ever really thought about it before. I mean, just because we're like dialed into things that way. But that's where I'm at right now. And I wanted to you said something about just making your posts more simple and not all about Beachbody. I have found that I get more engagement since I've stopped putting like, you want to join my boot camp? Like, at like the end of every single post, or like drop a comment if you're interested. Because I think people get so nervous to like even comment anything like, oh, you're cool, if they think that you're going to like cut them down after. So keep it be you. That's just been working for me very, very recently. I just started to tap into what works for me on Instagram. I also started using, like, maybe a week and a half ago, this thing called Everliker that my friend told me about, which I know there's a lot of like bad Instagram bots out there, and you can get like flagged for stuff like that, but it's like a very mild bot, if that makes sense. And I've been using that as a tool to research hashtags, and I've been connecting with a lot of people. It gives you like a short list of posts that it's liked every other day, and I just go back once a day, and I check the list and look at those posts and connect with people who I like. And
what is it called?
Everliker, I think.
Like Ever Liker?
Yeah.
See,
my friend had told me about
something new, because I have no idea what that is.
I know, right? And I was like apprehensive to do it at first because I know that bots are bad. And I was more concerned that it was going to like be one of those bots that like comments for you. You know what I mean? How like you see on your own pages, like.
Right.
But it doesn't do that. It just likes things. And you can go back and see what it likes. And it's based off of your hashtags that you use. So that's cut out a major block of time that it takes to research hashtags for me.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I'll check into it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, the objection of the holidays, and you're going to get that, but just keep, I mean, you're good at posting. They just keep
And
posting
then on the
about what you're doing.
on the upside, they are saying they want to sign up for January.
Yeah.
It's just the, well, why wait?
Right, and talk about the sale that we have going on right now, y'all, because it's not going to be that way in January. The $20 off sale on like all of our programs, which is, I mean, I know it's just $20, but
It's a lot.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, talk about that. Tell them that, like, look, you're gonna save money if you start right now, and if worst comes to worst, like, freaking buy it now and then start it in January. Like, even though we know that that's not gonna happen, like, they'll start it as soon as they look at it and realize, like, okay, this is doable through the holidays. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna get that, but just keep doing what y'all are doing, in terms of sharing and showing people, like, even more of, like, this should be the time of year where you stick to your program even more. Even though it's harder, you should show people, like, I did this through the holidays. And so that way, next year when the holidays come, you can be like, yeah, the holidays aren't hard for me because I crushed it last year. I'm going to crush them this year. So it's only going to motivate people even more to keep going with it. So, all right. Well, we are not having team call next week, next Monday, or the Monday after. But Lindsay Stay will still be doing those team calls, so I highly recommend y'all getting on those. I know it's an hour earlier, so it's kind of hard for some people to jump on. Ashley might post about those maybe if she sees them, and if I don't see them beforehand. I'm gonna have internet. I should have internet. I need to set all that up on my phone. So if y'all need anything, y'all can message me or whatever, but Shelby's like, no.
Post in the team page if you need Jessie.
Yeah.
Like, I will be personally watching the team page for the rest of November.
Yeah.
And I will be posting the calls for November. Post in the team page. Don't bother Jessie. Let her.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if there's an emergency, but I might not answer you, so just letting you know. You can message me, but I might not answer you. I more than likely won't answer you. But again, post on the team page, ask him for a bet. Really quick too. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of messages today about the health bet. I know some of your challengers are probably going to ask you about this too. So the way that we have it set up is we ask people to pick a start date for their challenge, right? So like some people picked the 5th, some people picked yesterday or today, whatever. Some people picked like December something. Well, a few people forgot to log last week, or they didn't realize that they picked the 5th to start. And now they're not very happy about it because they're like, well, we didn't know that we were stuck on that date. So the issue here is that if we let people like switch dates, like that's how we're logging people to see if they actually log throughout their whole program. Because everyone's doing a different program and because everyone's picked a different date, or not everyone, but a lot of people are starting at different dates, there's no way for us to like see if they actually did a program. Does that make sense? If they're switching dates or switching programs. So like if someone was supposed to start on the 5th and then they didn't and they wanted to switch it to the 12th, well, that's hard for us to like know if they completed a program from start to finish. Does that make sense? I don't know. Am I explaining that right? I don't know if I am. But basically, if they pick that, like I said this in video multiple times, but I don't think people really listen to this. We are going based off of their start date. So if they picked the 5th and they didn't start on the 5th, there's nothing we can do about it. Like I can't go back and be like, oh, well, then you can change because the people that did start on the 5th that didn't log are out. Does that make sense? Like I had some people that logged like twice and then they forgot to log the other ones or they didn't do their workout. So like they're out, including the people that started on the 5th. Does that make sense? No, that makes sense. So some of your challengers probably will be messaging you. I don't know if we just didn't make that clear, but I mean, I said it multiple times. So yeah, just wanted to let y'all know because I've already gotten multiple messages about it. but there's nothing I can do about it. So I did say if you want to rejoin and you want to pay another $20, that's fine by me. But no one's going to want to do that, which is fine. But put a positive spin on it. The point of the health bet was not to get money. The point of the health bet was to get results. So keep doing a program and get results, right? That's why we're here. So just letting you know, I just wanted, because I know a few people are like freaking out about it. But if you are a part of the health bet, make sure you start when you say you're going to start, okay? Don't want anyone else to get upset. So putting that out there. All right. I love y'all. I will be a married woman next time you see me. So weird.
Happy wedding week.
Thank you. So weird. But yes, I will see y'all in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. So love you all. Hope you'll have a great week. And let me know. I will be available all this week up until Thursday night. So if y'all need help with anything this week, I'm still here. Like, I'm still alive. Okay. Life hasn't ended because I'm planning a wedding, or getting married. So love y'all. We'll talk later. Bye guys.